Chapter 2. Our Energy Forms Conditions. In order to concretize, understand, act, and be able to develop our emotions consciously, we define energy, consciousness, or intelligence substantiated by combined consciousness, combined intelligence, as our emotional and operational management, personal evolution and leadership, and thus we develop our personal development. The energy conditions survive, live, are activated and reactivated, are combined, changed, developed, and phased out, according to a two-part law under the law of consciousness, which substantiates the META duality theory. The law of the sustained consciousness ability, the law of the combined consciousness ability. Furthermore, the law of consciousness states, everything is energy, everything is in motion, and everything survives, lives, is developed or phased out by way of two basic energy principles, defined as a two-part law, as a combined intelligence, combined consciousness, in other words, the combined alpha abilities which create a wholeness in the world of meta duality. Inside us, and in the nature around us. The above two laws are dependent on each other to have a consciousness, for the survival of energy or a conversion to another purpose. If one of the two laws is terminated, then the existence or purpose of the energy is phased out. Death. It, the energy, the consciousness, can actively choose to develop itself. Otherwise, it'll be forced to make the movement by the other units in their integration, in their wholeness and the connected system, the collective consciousness. If an observer consciousness unit, being part of a wholeness in a system, is stuck in an energy form for a longer period of time, dormancy, while other units in its integration are likely to move on in a development, then it is going to cause an inappropriate cause and effect in the entire system in which it is integrated, thus also to other units in the wholeness. Just like if we are stuck, for instance, in the condition of anger, or if nature were stuck in winter. As here, we stick to the thesis that all energies are sustained in various forms in their duality, then we can maintain that if it is possible to create a balancing understanding of the cause and effect of the energy, then we would be able to achieve a balancing sustained energy, sustainability. Balanced energy or consciousness with a balancing cause and effect is going to result in the observer achieving a better understanding of its observation abilities, understanding ability, and thus capacity ability. Understanding ability of the condition of the energy is the cause and effect of the imbalance proved by the effect. For instance, when we understand and are able to comprehend why we are, for instance, angry, which is then the cause and effect of the anger under the given circumstance, and which is the inappropriate effect of the anger creating an imbalance, which may be able to reject or to show resistance in a situation being in development. It is not always that a resistance or a rejection is inappropriate. It might be in the case when the cause of the anger is that others force us to commit a crime and therefore we get angry, or because we do not want a change we have not chosen ourselves, even though it may be appropriate and contributes to something good for us. Here, the observer can consciously, of its free will, work and contribute to creating a more balanced future or effect. An observer can be influenced or forced by the energy effect of other units into a new energy cause it has not consciously chosen to integrate in or to work from. So, consciously or unconsciously, concretely or not concretely, tangibly or intangibly. Everything is moving in a direction conditioned by the given energy form, in the circumstance in the present tense, which creates the future condition with this energy form. Therefore, everything and everybody are dependent on each other and are part of each other in our integration, for an integration with other units or in the collective consciousness. In the accompanying notes, there is a diagram that depicts this interrelationship between love, anxiety, doubt, and confidence, where vulnerability is a motivation for and to change, where passion leads to growth, resistance leads to rejection, failure leads to phasing out, and success leads to balance. Energy forms. A unit, consciousness, can use all of its potentials in balance in itself, and has the ability to understand, convert or reformat, transform and integrate knowledge. This knowledge or information may be based on the concrete and non-concrete conditions which energies consist of or create, develop or phase out. For example, concrete energy may be our dynamic instincts that say, stop touching the fire. This is concrete knowledge being formatted in a concrete action. You can see the fire and you keep your fingers away. A not concrete energy may be ours when a dynamic intuition shows you how you can feel the anger and convert this into knowledge and onto an understanding, even though you cannot see it, with an underlying action to be able to handle and to transform it into another condition, for instance, peace. There are some people who are unable to get angry and who never argue. It's not because they have not learned to balance in all of their non-concrete energies, but because they do not make use of their dynamic intuition, which is used as an emotional compass. It may not have been activated, maybe in dormancy, has been shut down or is under development. It is not that they cannot feel anger, but they simply lack the ability to consciously make use of their inborn operating system EQ for handling and conversion of this form of energy. If you do not move on from the fire and maybe touch it, then you are going to burn your fingers. And in the given situation, also chaos is created, which has to be handled. It's all about our consciousness of our understanding and abilities to handle information and knowledge of the concrete and non-concrete energy. How conscious are we about the conscious and unconscious, concrete and non-concrete energies, and their knowledge and energy? EQ and IQ, your combined intelligence. Here, a unit is capable of using all the different energies consciously and to fulfill a bigger need in the present tense and future tense, depending on the needs or demands of the circumstances. In such a case, a unit is able to balance in the various energy forms and to use them to the optimum and for the benefit of itself and other wholenesses. This is called optimization and efficiency. It will be the unit that uses all of itself, the concrete and non-concrete understanding ability that's integrated or combined, in order to use the knowledge the energy brings. By this, it becomes the dominant in the balance. And it's not the energy being used or that influences the unit which is the dominant. This means that when we receive the energy anger, then we can balance in it by handling it, just like we do with the fire. And then we are the dominant, because we are conscious about cause and effect. Then we can handle, balance and format it from one condition to another. The anger we have received or which has arisen is no longer the energy influencing us or dominating us with an effect of resistance or rejection. This creates a balance and a conscious choice of energy form being the source of the cause and effect, which is energy contributing to the fulfillment of a need in the wholeness and thus also contributes to further development. The effect here has a greater understandability, as the cause has been able to integrate and change the knowledge which the energy given has brought. In brief, we can define energies as the concrete and tangible energy, the not concrete and not tangible energy, and the stagnant energy in dormancy, or the unconscious energies, which are our blind spot, unconsciousness. We are very good at and have developed ourselves fantastically for the understanding of the concrete and tangible energies which are provable by concrete science. At the same time, we are good at making use of all the concrete energies presented by the various understandings of the form of science or knowledge, and the concrete results they show us, our organic instincts, our logical intellect IQ. However, we still need to further develop ourselves as regards the understandability of the not concrete and not tangible energies, our emotional intelligence, dynamic intuition, our emotional intellect EQ, if we should move towards a more sustained, balanced, efficient, and resource-saving way to live. Sustained consciousness ability works as our organic instincts and combined consciousness ability, our dynamic intuition, a complete consciousness with a complete intelligence, being the cause and effect in the wholeness. This complicated format of wholeness energy may be tangible forms of energies, or it may be emotionally oriented energies that are not visible and not tangible energies. This does not mean that these two can be separated, as they spring from the same place and are tied to each other in their duality. The two energies just have two distinct functions for us, like the left and right side of the brain. A compass shows us the way in the physical life based on 5 concepts of condition, being our basis where we navigate from. This combined compass shows and helps us navigate through the ways in the not concrete world. To be able and make use of both parts of these forms of energies requires several forms of energies integrated in each other, as a complicated system is created when the concrete and not concrete energies meet. A complicated system consisting of several big units with very different comprehension ability, consciousness, and functions that are to integrate with each other in the wholeness to gain a successful, balanced result, being of benefit for everyone in the system. Our starting point is the 4 basic energies and 1 neutral energy enabling us to make the not concrete more concrete. Here, our starting point is that every cause has an effect. The below basic energy elements are the effect of a cause. Here, we define the feelings as energy to be able to understand the not concrete and not tangible energies, in order that we can be the observer who observes and creates greater understandability. Here we have 4 basic energy conditions defining the emotional intelligence, and a neutral energy condition to be used when the energy shifts in the consciousness or understanding. So there are 4 basic energies: cause and effect. Happy, which is passion and growth. Unhappy, which is failure and phasing out. Peace, which is success and balance. And anger, which is resistance and rejection. A neutral energy. Cause and effect vulnerability, motivation, and change. The 5 energies show us the condition of a given circumstance in the present tense, which we stand in or feel, send out or receive. These can be used for further development or phasing out of conditions and are tied to a specific ability within us and is thereby the cause of a new effect in the present tense based on our past tense experiences. Experiences draw a pattern from the past tense and the unconsciousness and show us possibilities which the future tense holds. Experience is the understanding condition of the effect of knowledge today. It may be positive and negative. It may be a good or bad experience understanding. If we are to navigate with the not concrete energies, we human beings must understand them and know how to handle them, because this is how we have developed ourselves until today. Maybe, in a not too distant future, this part also automatically runs more consciously, just like the instincts. Naturally, this part functions unconsciously within us, and we are quite conscious about part of it. But how we may actively combine it and use it in a wholeness is quite another talk. To enable an understanding of a non-tangible energy, we shall now try to use our knowledge from the concrete energy or world to understand the non-concrete world or energy and the concept of time. If we take our basis in the above basic conditions and energies, it continues like this if you follow the energy formula conversely. Cause and effect, where passion equates with happy and growth, where failure is unhappy and phasing out, where success is peace and balance, and where resistance is anger and rejection. A neutral energy, motivation, vulnerability, and tools for transformation between the various forms of energies. Here, all emotions must meet and become neutralized in order to accomplish a change. Therefore, vulnerability is defined as the condition where you let go of the past tense. By this, all conditions of emotion cease. Motivation may appear or be strengthened to overcome the possibly dominant energy condition. Then the change towards the required future can take place. We may find quite a few different pieces of information and knowledge in our blind spot, which can also be found in the algorithmic calculation in which we quantify the emotions. Here, anything can be made tangible and balanced. All kinds of changes take place here, so it's also defined as the operational part. Here, our operational intelligence and emotional forms are created, as well as our organic instincts and dynamic intuitions, ego's instinct and humanitarian intuition, and thus they create the way we handle life. The fact I call the emotional and operational management, which contains the doctrine of all forms of development and phasing out, privately and professionally. Duality unit and wholeness. A wholeness consists of several units. Every unit consists of 2 opposite poles. Every unit has its own opposite pole in its system. Energy in the dualities can survive only if there are opposite poles. A wholeness or unit can be described as the creator of the next cause and effect in the integration, such as a man and a woman is a couple system, night and day where one day has its own system. Dynamic intuition and organic instinct is our compass system as wholeness. Winter and summer is a seasonal system, plus and minus our entire calculation system. Emotional and operational intelligence, our entire intelligence system. Right and left side of the brain is the whole system of the brain, etc. Alpha consciousness. When a unit with its opposite poles creates balance or imbalance in the loop of time and creates a duality principle, thus working with simplicity and a constant energy principle, consciously and unconsciously, this is a linear process, alpha consciousness. Beta consciousness. When a unit with its duality axis meets the axis of another duality and creates a complexity and a circulating energy principle, consciously and unconsciously. That's beta consciousness. Alpha consciousness plus beta consciousness is our physical world. We navigate with our combined intelligence or combined consciousness, which is based on the mechanics of our dynamic intuition and organic instinct, both the emotional intellect as a humanitarian intuition and the operational intellect as ego's instincts. In the accompanying notes, there is a diagram that summarizes this algorithm of consciousness and the interplay between dynamic intuition and organic instincts, where dynamic intuition relates to emotional intellect and humanitarian intuition, inborn childhood's emotions, developed emotions, combined emotions that can be positive or negative, and where organic instincts relate to operational intellect, the ego's instincts, the inborn childhood's ego, developed ego, which can also be a positive or negative ego. There is also a diagram that better explains the concept of alpha consciousness, where duality in balance leads to comprehension, equality, sustained, constant peace, agreement, constructive cohesion, while duality in imbalance equates to rejection, inequality, shifting, variable, chaos, disagreement, destructive, and separation. It also visually demonstrates beta consciousness, where dualities meet dualities. Alpha consciousness, the 4DQ, consciousness about combined intelligence and the combined blueprint. DQ1 is the duality science intelligence quotient. DQ2, a digital science intelligence quotient. DQ3, direct science intelligence quotient. And DQ4, domestic science intelligence quotient. In this context, when we talk about original signature, this is duality science intelligence quotient, which is a combination of digital, direct, and domestic science intelligence quotients. This original signature relates to questions around what is consciousness, what is intelligence, what does it mean to quantify emotions? How do we combine the quantified emotions with the operational condition? What is balanced innovation, transformation, and integration? How can we utilize variable change, shifting change, constant change, motivating change, probability ability, potential ability, opportunity ability, change ability, rejection factors, to achieve sustainable change, sustainability? What is integration ability, innovation ability, capacity ability? What is balanced consciousness ability? What is divergence ability, coincidence ability, wholeness ability? What is combined consciousness and what is combined intelligence? As part of this combined blueprint, we also talk about a digital signature. When it comes to digital signature, the questions are, what is the pulse of your company? What is your company's digital language? How does your company achieve the right synergy between your original signature and the digital signature? How do you create a connection between your original signature and your external communication? How do you strengthen the connection and the position to your customers through your presence in the digital landscape? What is the digital operational consciousness? What is the digital emotional consciousness? What is your company's combined condition? What will be the output when we combine input and output and all of the different conditions with the strategy from the emotional and operational condition? How do you optimize the resources of your company's digital footprints? How does the combined intelligence influence the digital footprint or digital print? And how does the digital intelligence contribute to climate adaptation and the circular economy? The third element of this combined blueprint relates to mental and body signatures. What is body awareness and body language? How can you use the body language in an interaction with the business world? What does dietary guidance mean to your business? How do we integrate nature's resources in your everyday life? How can we optimize personal energy level? How can you drive further on the liter? What has our consciousness got to do with our body, physical condition, mental strength and intelligence? Based on the diagnosis which we make at the Ancient Academy of the conditions of the emotions, on what and where in the body should we focus to achieve the required target or the required condition with ease and optimization of the wholeness? How does our combined intelligence influence our bodies? How can we optimize the condition of the body with combined intelligence? And how to create less stress, bigger capacity, a new navigation system showing us a way with more balance. The fourth element of this combined blueprint relates to energy and nature signatures. What is your digital green print? What is your company's green consciousness? How does biodiversity contribute to climate adaptation? Why are climate adaptation processes streamlined with a combined intelligence? How does the emotional intelligence affect climate, energy, power, and biodiversity? How can the emotional intelligence in balance contribute to balanced operational condition in the nature's various energies and resources? How to integrate and interact our mental, physical body with our profession and nature's power and energy? How can we take advantage of the already accessible resources in nature as a contribution to our mental and physical body, as well as in our operational systems? How can the above develop the consciousness at the same time as we add resources and energy to nature's intuitive and instinctive balance? Circular energy, cradle to cradle. What is a sustainable energy system or product? What is sustainable business? In the notes there is a diagram that reflects the duality's physical frame and forms of intelligence, and that reflects this interplay between duality, digital, direct, and domestic science intelligence quotients, and the motivation for and to change. Optimized quality of an understandability creates a balanced quality in a system.